Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Jai Shri Krishna. The explanation of the Shlokas is not a direct translation nor an in-depth analysis. With humility and respect, our attempt is only to simplify and explain the meaning in a conversational language. The objective is also to inspire independent thinking amongst curious knowledge seekers and beginners in India and beyond. Errors in our understanding or pronunciation, if any, are regretted.
युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः.
A person who is regulated or disciplined in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work can minimize all material pains by practicing the yoga system. Friends, here the concept of living mindfully comes into play. We need to be disciplined and aware of what we are eating, how much we are sleeping, and what activities we indulge into. Food should be regarded as a divine prasad and create health and well-being in the body and not unnecessarily burden our organs. Similarly, sleep or resting is to prepare ourselves for the next round of activities. Quality of sleep is more important than the number of hours spent tossing and turning in our bed. However, in today's highly stressful and digitized world with enormous distractions, it has become a privilege to be even able to sleep properly. We have all heard of sadhus who slept just 2-3 hours a day and still were refreshed and motivated enough to serve humanity or do so many interesting things. To reach a stage of organic discipline takes time and effort, but once you are there, it becomes your second nature. The benefits of being disciplined are manifold, and we can all elevate our mental and physical pain by practicing this yoga. Practice simplicity, practice minimalism.
प्राप्यं पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वतीः समाः शुचीनं श्रमिताङ्गेः योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते.
The unsuccessful yogi, after time of enjoyment on the planets of the pious living entities, is born into a family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Even if the word unsuccessful is mentioned in translation, we can take it as someone who could not follow the path of yoga or spirituality completely. That person, upon death, enjoys a long time in celestial bodies or swarg and is sent back on earth to experience bhog or materialism. As we know, the circumstances of our birth and family upbringing plays a huge role in shaping our character and lives. So someone who has been on the right track but could not attain moksha gets reborn into prosperous families where he doesn't have to focus his time and energies on daily activities for survival and can use this opportunity to go deeper into the right path. Furthermore, some of those who have traveled a long distance in this pursuit get reborn again, but this time into highly principled, enlightened families of immense wisdom from where moksha is attainable. But this is a very unique occurrence, and naturally, the child is very fortunate. Still, we know of those who have broken through the barriers of poverty and became so deserving of moksha through their karma. No one knows who will attain moksha or who won't. It is tremendously rare but still possible.
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां स मे युक्ततमो मतः.
Of all yogis, those whose minds are always absorbed in me and who engage in devotion to me with great faith, them I consider to be the highest of all. Enlightenment can be attained through Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, or Gyan Yoga. In simple words, through one's actions, through knowledge, or through devotion. Why does Krishna say that those who engage in great bhakti are dearest to him? Because a true devotee or Krishna Bhakt knows that when one is serving the world, he is serving Krishna. And a person who is a true Bhakt of Krishna can never harm another being, will look at everyone as divine, will serve all with impartiality, because he sees and feels Krishna everywhere in everyone. Dear friends, bhakti or devotion is the highest power of God. It is free from desires. It is such a power that binds God and makes him a slave of his devotee.
मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चिद् यतति सिद्धये यततामपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन्मां वेत्ति तत्त्वतः.
Out of thousands of humans, hardly one attains siddhi or complete knowledge or enlightenment, and even out of those who have attained this enlightenment, hardly anyone understands the truth about Krishna. Most of us are busy in leading regular lives and pursuing material wealth along with the routine activities of eating, sleeping, and other professional or domestic chores. There are very few of us who are spiritually inclined and still extremely unusual to find someone who actually is enlightened. However, even amongst the enlightened yogis, it is nearly impossible to find someone, rather be someone, who truly understands Krishna, what he is, what he means, and stands for. It is said that Krishna is the Supreme Person, but at the same time, he is beyond the comprehension of even Brahma and Paramatma, but his true devotees can still realize him when he chooses to reveal himself. It is so fascinating, friends, that the underlying message is that to know Krishna, we have to merely surrender ourselves instead of trying too hard, as our physical or intellectual resources are not just enough to attain the knowledge.
भूमिरापो नलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इतीयं मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा.
Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energies. The material world, which is made of energy, is extremely complex, but humans have simplified it through classifications or categorizations. According to modern science, matter is a combination of 118 elements which students learn in school through periodic tables. Modern science has been looking for a unified field theory to explain mass, matter, and energy, but despite the advances in quantum science, no one really knows. Many scientists have been inspired by the Vedic knowledge and have tried to find answers. Bhagwan or Shri Krishna includes the mind, intellect, and ego, along with the five gross elements earth, water, fire, air, space as different manifestations of his material energy. These elements are part of his Yoga Maya. As explained in previous verses, Maya is not illusion, but how one perceives reality. It is real, but not the entire truth.
अपरेयम् इतस्त्वन्याम् प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे पराम् जीवभूतां महाबाहो य एदं धार्यते जगत्.
Such is my inferior energy, but beyond it, O mighty armed Arjun, I have a superior energy. This is the Jeev Shakti, the soul energy, the very life element through which the world is upheld. Krishna tells Arjun he has material energy, which is the inferior form. Friends, please note it is a limitation of English which cannot translate certain concepts or words of Sanskrit. So, inferior may not be the right word to describe his Mayavi Shakti. But for the sake of convenience, we can say that Krishna also has a greater or superior energy, which is his spiritual energy, the Jiva Shakti, which includes all the living souls of the world. It moves from physical realm to transcendental. For beginners like us, it is not easy to explain, but to summarize, we can say that Krishna is both material and immaterial. He has a form and is formless at the same time. There is no difference between the creation and the creator. He is one, but still is made up of distinct entities. Friends, this concept can be understood through an extensive and intensive study of the Vedas. Or one moment, it might just click. Who knows? It might just happen to us too. The revelation of the sacred knowledge. Till then, all we can do is believe in Him and do the right thing.
मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव.
There is nothing higher than myself, O Arjun. Everything rests in me as beads strung on a thread. He is the creator, sustainer, and destroyer. Similar to the beads strung in a thread, which can move in their place, God has given individual souls the free will to act as they wish, yet their existence is bound to Him. As mentioned in Brahma Samhita, Shree Krishna is the Supreme Lord who is eternal, omniscient, and infinite bliss. He is without beginning and end, the origin of all and the cause of all causes. He is smaller than the smallest and greater than the greatest. How can we ever explain what He is? Friends, notice how the words me or I have been used in the shlok. Here, Krishna is simply stating the truth and not trying to assert his greatness. We all come from Him and we all would dissolve in Him.
दैवी येषा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते।
This divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can overcome Maya. Friends, by now you would have understood that Maya is a mysterious Shakti of Bhagwan and not illusion. It is how the material world is perceived, which is the manifestation of truth, but not the entire truth. It is made up of three modes or gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Maya is like a rope that shall bind us, trouble us, till we surrender to Bhagwan and get liberated.
न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः माययापहृतज्ञाना आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः।
Those wrongdoers who are utterly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by Maya, those with evil nature, do not surrender unto me. Krishna says people who are highly foolish cannot discriminate between right and wrong, commit crimes, hurt others, have evil tendencies, do not surrender unto him as they are not capable to understand or appreciate the sacred knowledge, as they are deluded and under the control of Maya.
चतुर्विधा भजन्ते मां जनाः सुकृतिनोऽर्जुन आर्तो जिज्ञासुरर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भरतर्षभ।
O best amongst the Bharatas, four kinds of virtuous people engage in my devotion: the distressed, the seekers of knowledge or curious people, the seekers of worldly possessions, and those who are knowledgeable. Friends, in the previous shlok, we got an idea about those unfortunate souls who do not worship Krishna. In this shlok, let us talk about those who do. They are of four kinds. 1. The distressed, meaning those who are sick or going through some tragedies. 2. The curious knowledge seekers who are not satisfied with the materialistic world and need answers. 3. Those who seek wealth and prosperity. Yes, friends, even though Gita propagates spiritualism over materialism, it also provides an affirmation that it is not anti-wealth or anti-prosperity. If this wealth is attained honestly and is of good use to the society, it is highly respected. Finally, the fourth kind are the enlightened souls who have risen above Maya and realized Krishna. These four kinds are wise enough to know enough about the divinity of Krishna and worship him. They understand that without Krishna's blessings or support, no achievement is possible, whether material or spiritual.
बहूनां जन्मनामन्ते जानवान् मां प्रपद्यते वासुदेवः सर्वमिति स महात्मा सुदुर्लभः।
After numerous births, finally the knowledgeable approaches or seeks Vasudev. Such a noble soul is very hard to find. Vasudev is the name of Bhagwan Krishna, the all-pervading Brahma, the supreme existence or absolute reality. The aspirant of moksha evolves through various yogic practices, devotional services, and meditation through many births to ultimately realize the truth. But it has an extreme rarity, maybe 1 in a million. Friends, despite being a part of divinity, Why have our vision become so clouded? Why is it almost impossible to follow the right path? Let us start with Gita to at least understand what the right path is and then spread this knowledge. Otherwise, there is no escape from the miseries of the world. It is only getting more difficult, isn't it?
नाहं प्रकाशः सर्वस्य योगमाया समावृतः मूढोऽयं नाभिजानाति लोको मामजमव्ययम्
I am never manifested to the deluded. For them, I am covered by my Yog Maya. Therefore, they do not know that I am unborn and infinite. Friends, just to recap, Yog Maya, or popularly and wrongly known as illusion, is the divine and mysterious Shakti of Krishna. It is made up of three gunas: Tamsik, Rajsik, and Sattvic. Our material nature or Prakriti is a combination of three gunas, but as everyone is unique, they are not in equal proportion. Some people are highly sattvic, some tamasic, most are somewhere in between, especially in the present times. But still, all are covered in the wheel of Maya. So we do not know Krishna's truth, the one who is unborn and boundless, inexhaustible. Krishna has no end and no beginning. Let us remind ourselves of this again and again. Everything there is, everything there is not, वो कृष्ण है.
वेदाहं समतीतानि वर्तमानानि च अर्जुन भविष्याणि च भूतानि मां तु वेद न कश्चन.
O Arjun, I know of past, present, and future, and I also know all living beings, but me, no one knows. This verse is self explanatory. Krishna knows everything, but no one knows Krishna. Friends, when we say no one knows, it means no one can define, as words and languages come with their limitations. Human mind and intellect too has its limitations, but Krishna has no limitations. We can feel him deep inside, but we cannot explain him. Why should we even try? Are we really curious, or is it just to satisfy our ego? Yet, sometimes, isn't it okay to not know? Think about it.
इच्छाद्वेषसमुत्थेन द्वन्द्वमोहेन भारत सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहम् सर्गे यान्ति परन्तप.
O descendant of Bharata, O conqueror of the enemies, all living beings are born into delusion, mystified by dualities arising from desire and aversion. Friends, we all know about the concepts of yin-yang, black-white, negative-positive. They are about the dualities that exist in the world. Wherever there is pleasure, there is rag or desire, and wherever there is pain, there is dvesh or aversion. These are pairs of opposites, just like heat-cold, joy-sorrow, attraction, repulsion. We are all under this delusion since birth. We want pleasure to last forever, but pain should disappear immediately. Of course, it's also about survival. Pain hurts, can even kill, so we want to avoid it. Yet pleasure in excess is bad too. Imagine going out to a party each night. It can be fun for a while, but too much can become boring and purposeless. So, friends, it is all about the context, and we should be able to see everything, including pleasure and pain, objectively. Accept that these are parts of life. So, wise men, no matter how sick or in pain they are, they can be calm in the knowledge that it is happening to the physical body and not to the self.
येषां त्वन्तगतं पापम् जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ता भजन्ते मां दृढव्रताः.
The men with virtual deeds, whose sins have come to an end, who are released from the dualities of opposites, worship Krishna with steadfast determination. By being good, doing the right things, the heart becomes purified. Sattva intensifies, rajas and tamas are gradually diluted. The mind becomes calm, arrogance vanishes, and a person grows in spirituality. That person becomes greater than his body. He becomes impersonal. His divine flame burns brighter. His determination towards Krishna becomes stronger and resolute because now he knows. And it stops mattering if he is unable to explain it to others because now he doesn't need to anymore. Friends, remember, all is Vasudeva, all is Brahma, including you and me. Aham Brahmasmi. And with this, we have completed most important shlokas from chapter 6 and 7. Jai Shri Krishna. Friends, before we end, please be reminded the words soul or spirit are not true translations of the word Atma, but are used only for the sake of convenience. Atma is a Sanskrit word that is non-translatable. Let's do another recap. The 8 material elements, the mind, intellect, and ego, along with the 5 gross elements, earth, water, fire, air, and space, as different manifestations of Krishna's material energy or Yogamaya. There is a superior dimension which moves from physical realm to transcendental. Only those who can rise above the Mayavi Shakti, which, by the way, is under complete control of Krishna, through relentless pursuit of knowledge, devotional service, and surrendering to Him, can realize the ultimate truth, the absolute, final truth being Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्